Welcome back to the Ethan Clerc podcast show. This is the special 10th episode. We've made it, Tylen. And thanks for coming back, Kyle. It's great to have you here.
Good to be back.
Before we get into this, everyone, if you could please go share, retweet, like, comment, subscribe. Pretty much whatever platform you're watching it on, iTunes. We are on Google Play. Going to be on Spotify soon. So subscribe to all those platforms and go like and retweet because that helps us out and we know who's watching. I first want to introduce my side host, Tylen Porth.
It's always happy to be here.
Always happy to be here.
Always.
I know you are. And our reoccurring guest, and you were just on, was it 2 episodes ago, Kyle?
Something like that. Yeah, I was back for a little bit, so you had me on. It was fun, and good to be back.
Had a good conversation with you. So Kyle Antes, everybody, big movie star in the movies, and the man of the night, Chant. Thanks for coming out tonight. Yeah. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Awesome. Well, I know a lot of people know who you are because of your YouTube channel, but you do a lot of other stuff too because you're a full-time, you have a couple businesses, you have the clothing line, and then you run the YouTube channel.
Right.
I want to know if you ever have an hour free of the day, you know, when you're working so much.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't you tell people a little bit, first of all, about your background? Because I know I was reading a little bit about you, but for the people that don't know, tell people a little bit about where you came from and how you ended up where you are today.
Cool. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. I'm originally from Laos.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, came over to the United States in 1987.
Wow.
With my mom and my stepdad, a couple siblings. And, yeah, you know, and somehow we resided in Jackson.
Wow.
The small town of Jackson, you know.
Yeah, how did you end up in Jackson? Like, how do you...
I think my stepdad had the opportunity for work. And us kids, you know, followed. I mean, you literally had to go with mom and dad just because you're small, you know.
Yeah. Was it rough? Was it rough for you growing up, or did you guys have it? I mean, were you guys pretty well off?
You know, when we came over, we had no money, literally no money, and you know, we were on welfare, literally on welfare. And I remember moments. My mother, like in Austin, Minnesota, we went there. That was our second location or town.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Omaha was the first location we came. When we came to the United States, and then we went to Austin, and then in Austin was the first, you know, glimpse of growing up not having, like, I was at that age, you know, where you understood what was going on when there's no money in the house, and we're living in state housings on welfare.
Wow.
And so, you know, my mother would literally take us to the street, after the street dance. You know how communities have these street dances and stuff?
Street dances,
Yep. And so after those events would stop and, you know, everybody would go home, our mother would give us trash bags to go pick up cans.
No way.
And we'd pick up cans just to make a few bucks. Wow. And I didn't understand them. I didn't understand, you know, you're little and you're just doing this because your mother, like, okay. Yeah. But I didn't understand the meaning of that that hustle, you know, until I got a little older, and you know, so
then middle school, high school rolled around, and did things get better for you, or
no? High school or through school, I struggled.
Really,
I'm not very good at school, so grade school is okay, you know, because you're still enjoying all the fun and everything. Yeah. And then you get to middle school, then I start to find myself. And school wasn't my thing. I love connecting with people and chicks, and, you know.
He's my guy right here.
Looking for those things, and that's all I cared about, you know, and making a little cash and money. But you know, at that time, that's all I knew. And then high school, you know, it's a stage where, okay, it's getting towards the end. What am I going to do with my life now, you know? And then I struggled, I think, in high school of trying to find myself and. You know, I literally dropped out of high school my last semester, 12th grade. Wow. I wanted to work. That's how bad my girlfriend, Amy, was at that time. She's my wife now.
Oh, wow.
She went to college. She's the total opposite of me. And I don't know what she's doing with me. She went to college. And so I said, man, I want to work. I want to be with this girl. And I dropped out of school. Last semester.
Just about done.
Yes, I was almost done. And
that's crazy.
And I said, man, I you know, not to condone like saying school's bad.
Yeah.
School's not for everyone.
Oh, no.
You know, a guy like me, I I'm better at certain things than school.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. So you have one heck of a story then.
Oh yeah.
Coming up from, you said you're on welfare and everything, and then now to own 4 or 5 businesses and everything.
5 businesses.
That's crazy. We'll talk a little bit about when you first got into entrepreneurship. When did that come to you? When you were in high school, right after you got out or dropped out?
Right. I think 14 years ago. 14 years ago when I really understood the meaning of entrepreneurship. It actually saved my life.
Really?
And I struggled through life, man, trying to find myself. And, drugs and alcohol came into play. And then the moment 14 years ago when I took all those bad things out of my life that didn't help me grow as an individual or a person, 14 years ago, from that moment, that's when the only thing I knew was to hustle.
Wow.
Was to make that dough. And from the time I quit, it was lonely as heck because all your friends don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
They say,
because you're not out partying and drinking and
you're
everything.
You're not out partying. You're concentrated on your life, man. I locked myself in a room.
Wow.
And literally hit it hard. Worked 3 jobs, before I worked in a manufacturing company in Jackson there.
Oh, okay.
For about 7 years.
Wow.
And I was this quiet kid who didn't say much. So, from a guy who started from the bottom of the working there.
Yeah.
And to a guy who wanted to be a lead, manage people, and talk to people.
Yeah.
I found out that the moment I got out of my comfort zone was the moment that I grew.
Wow.
Right.
And so I worked my way through, and I had 3 jobs. Literally from Sunday to Sunday, I worked.
Wow.
I didn't do nothing.
That's crazy.
And that's how that hustle blood is in me.
Wow.
It's just nonstop.
Was that the first job you took out of dropping out? Was the manufacturing job?
My first job when I dropped out was working at Genio up in Faribault for a turkey store, the turkey factory.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, and then and then they gave me a house and
wow.
free housing, but I still worked. Everything's paid for, right?
Wow.
Partied hard. You partied hard, and so I literally stayed home and partied.
Wow.
I don't know how them turkeys stayed alive, but I literally stayed there, and so. From that point, then I finally had to move down. I moved back to Jackson just to say, okay, I need to get out of there. I'm getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But come to find out, it's not where I moved that I've got a problem with.
No.
It's myself that I struggle to find myself.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm sorry, not to interrupt. I just had a question because I think you kind of hit on it with when you kind of changed the way you did things, you kind of cut out all the bad things in your life and you lost a lot of people. You hear from a lot of entrepreneurs like YouTube and stuff, like they try to surround themselves with good people and they say you become the average of like the 5 people you hang out with. So for you, it must have been hard, like when you kind of changed your attitude and you lost all those friends. Did you try to surround yourself with other people, or was it more just, I'm just going to do this myself? Or where did you go, or where would you recommend maybe kids that struggle with bad friend groups? How do they find like good people, and how do you surround yourself with people like that? So I don't know if you did that or not.
Yeah, no, I definitely, in the beginning, I just stuck to my guns and just a loner, literally was a loner.
Yeah.
But then, like, I think 7 years into my business or, changing.
Yeah.
I was bored. I was like, I lost interest of why I quit everything I did because it got boring.
Yeah.
Right? It got boring quick.
Yeah.
And so then I found this, I wanted to always share what I knew.
Yeah.
There's something inside of me that I always want to share.
Like a teacher, or
what you mean?
Like you meant? Did you want to teach people? Like
yes.
Share. Okay.
Share my story, just like what we're doing right here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so when I was landscaping, and then when winter came, I have these idle times, right, where I'm always trying to find new ways to do things. And so in the winter, I made up pamphlets. I said, man, I want to be a speaker, right? I came from not wanting to speak to want to let everybody know my name and want to get out there and help kids and help anybody else that I can.
Oh, yeah. Through
my story. And so I literally it was 3 years ago when I did my pamphlet up. I'd go to Vistaprint, right? You imagine all these marketing things. Man, this is awesome, right? I'm going to get my foot in the door.
Yep.
So I did all these things, wrote a article and a pamphlet and business cards and all this. I went knocking on the doors of the schools, right? I think around 10 of them. I literally drove in the winter, middle winter, drove around all the schools, went to try to speak with the superintendent or principal, how can I get my feet in to speak to all these kids? But my message wasn't good enough, I think, because I was a high school dropout, right? High school dropout. So nobody wants a high school dropout to come in and say, hey, man, I dropped out of high school. I'm doing all good.
Right, yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that. So I didn't let that deter me. And then YouTube, boom.
Wow.
YouTube came into play 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And I said, hey, man, this is awesome. Here's a platform where I can share and do what I want to do and share my business, my life, everything.
Well, no one's stopping you either
on
YouTube. You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Nobody has, you're the boss.
Yeah.
Boss of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a similar thing to how we got into YouTube too. It was a little bit different story, but it was kind of the same thing. We could post whatever we wanted.
Right.
We didn't have to worry about it.
Right.
And I mean, that's why we got into YouTube as well. We're getting a phone call here though, so let's see who's on the line. You are on the Ethan Clerc podcast show. Who are we talking to? Is anyone there?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
Did you have a question for Chant, or are you just calling in to say hi?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well,
this is Grandma. She doesn't know what she's supposed to do.
Hey, Grandma, thank you for calling in. Well, we're on here with a guy from Jackson. He's a businessman, an entrepreneur, and he has he has a YouTube channel, and so we're just talking to him and getting kind of his story and everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just talk to you later then, okay?
Okay. All right. We'll talk to you later, Grandma.
I love you.
All right. Love you too.
Yeah,
yep, bye.
Grandma calling in.
Yeah, Grandma's calling in. I don't know if she quite understood what the show was.
Probably should have made that clear beforehand.
Yeah, she called before too.
I do want to touch on one thing because I think it's pretty relevant. And I think a lot of kids, especially our age, graduating high school, graduating college, I feel like they feel like if they don't go to college, they're not meeting expectations. Like everyone feels like, okay, I have to go to college or else I'm not going to be successful. So for you, obviously you have a different story with kind of like you struggle and you didn't have any interest in college. And I think there are a lot of kids like that, but they don't say it because they don't want to look dumb against their peers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think parents are the biggest play in the part of kids and stuff going to college.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, a lot of kids, I mean, in school for me, what I've seen is that the friends that I went to school with, it's because of their parents. They don't want to even do what they do, but they want to please their parents.
You want to make them happy.
Yes, and then by the time they get out, they're like, this isn't what I want to do.
Exactly.
Like a lot of kids drop out of college.
Right.
A lot of kids switch their majors,
You spend $50,000 to $100,000, $200,000 right on college, and then you come out and don't do anything. That money could be invested in a business if you're spending $50,000 to $100,000.
Yep.
Right. I mean, we need doctors, we need lawyers, we need all these people that need to go schooling. But for entrepreneur or people like me, we're just better at making the money. Finding out ways to do those things.
Well, I was reading an article. I don't remember what news site it was on, but it was about how there's a shortage of jobs doing like handiwork, like welding and all those kind of jobs. I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe you could find the article.
There's so many jobs for welding.
There's so many jobs open right now, but all these kids are in college going for programs that they're not even that interested. Like you said, they're trying to please their family. When there's jobs that are paying $70,000, some of these welding jobs are paying $70,000 to $80,000 a year, and it's not just welding; it's plumbing, carpentry, woodwork, and there's all these open jobs, and it's just crazy to me that kids aren't doing stuff to make themselves happy. They're trying to please everyone around them. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And then I mean, some come out of debt and say, "Man, this is it, right? I got $100,000, $200,000 in debt now. I got to pay off, and I don't even enjoy doing what I do." So
it's just unfortunate. Like you invest all that time and money, like you said, and then like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, what am I actually doing, or why am I here trying to make something of myself? And I know, like even for myself, so I did go to college, and there were times where like I came in undeclared, just like a majority of the kids that come into college. It's like, okay, what do I want to do? And I know one day it's like I want to work for myself or like have my own business. I don't know exactly what yet, but I just feel like I have that mentality a lot, like a lot of you guys here, where it's just like I want to be my own boss, and I just don't want to be limited to, okay, I can only make this much, I have a salary or this. Like I want to be in control, and like so I think education is good, but I don't think, like for myself going to college, like did I learn stuff? Yeah, I had an internship, and like a lot of stuff I learned in college I didn't really apply to that internship. I learned a majority of the stuff just getting hands-on experience, work and stuff. And I think it's underrated. A lot of people they're just afraid to talk to people. If you're willing to go out, talk to people, like ask, can I do this, or can I learn, or can you teach me? Even if it's not paid, like you can learn a lot in a short amount of time, but people are just afraid that they're going to get rejected, and it's unfortunate.
It's more of like the inside issues that a lot, for me, I had. It was, now, man, if I want to learn something, I'm going to dig deep into it, right? Like any of us.
Go do it and fail and learn from your mistakes. That's the biggest thing I'm about, learning from mistakes. Do it, and if you mess up, figure out what you did wrong, do it again, and you'll eventually get good at it. That's how you learn anything. And I don't know if you know, Chant, but I actually dropped out of college. I went for a year and a half, and I was going to Columbia and Chicago, and I dropped out after a year and a half. It was very expensive. I think it was $50,000 a year. And I just wasn't feeling like I was applying myself. It was not hands-on, really.
Right.
And I'm a very hands-on learner. A lot of people learn in different ways, but I have to be like, I have to be able to do it and figure out what I'm doing wrong, and then I'll figure out, and then I'll eventually learn it. And I decided that I'd be better off coming back home and trying to start my own company. So that's kind of my whole thing too. So I think we're all kind of in the same boat here with that. It's just, how do you take your ideas and turn them into
monetize a profitable
action.
Business.
A lot of us, we have these ideas, but the action we lack. But just like you guys are doing, you have to start somewhere. Even if you're doing this and you get 1 subscriber, 2 subscribers a day, it don't matter. You're growing.
You're growing.
You're growing.
Well, I totally agree with that. And I mean, it's coming down to the fact where YouTube, I don't know if you've noticed it with your channel, but the profit margins aren't as good anymore because of the advertising. There's been a bunch of issues with who can advertise on YouTube now and everything. There's been a lot of issues with that. So it's trying to figure out what's next after YouTube, because I think someday YouTube's going to maybe dissolve, or another company will outgrow YouTube. So you got to keep up with the modern, you got to keep up with the new trends or whatever, and figure out how you're going to bring your business or whatever you're working on to the next level.
I listen to a lot of, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's like huge in like social media and just like
investments and
promotion and stuff like that too. But he's like really stressing this like podcast and stuff, because a lot of people, while it's nice to watch videos, everyone's just getting busier and busier. So podcasts where you can hear it, audio is big. So like even for myself, like anytime I get in my car, I'm on YouTube or something, but I don't watch it obviously, but I just listen, whether it's like talk show, sports, like anything, it's like all audio. So how can you bring value, whether it's through like a podcast? What do you offer value in that way? But how can people access that on the go in their busy lifestyles? We all claim we're super busy. I think you can make time, but when you're on the go, like it's nice to listen to stuff. So I think like audio is going to be a big opportunity. So like taking advantage of it right now.
I talk to people and they say they listen to like podcasts, not only ours, but like podcasts during work
in general.
Oh yeah, during work.
Yeah, I do that too. So
and that's the biggest thing, is figuring out, like I said before, keeping up with the modern podcast is not really a new thing.
No,
but like you said, it's trending right now. And so and then also vlogs are huge right now. And that's a good transition, because I know you do. Is it a daily vlog, or is it you do it twice a week?
We do daily. I try to upload it daily.
Wow.
I started 3 years ago, and the first year I literally did it every year. I mean, every day.
Every day for a year.
Every day for a year. And you don't get much views, but I knew there were 20, 30 people watching. And for a whole year I didn't grow it past 200 views, the videos, but I didn't care. I wanted to document my story. And I just had a feeling that if I keep pumping these videos out, it'll get a hold, or like somewhere it's going to grow. Because I mean, it was growing slow, but
slowly.
I mean, a lot of people would quit, by 200 views, and you're putting in all this work, for a year. People would quit. But I kept going, and then by the second year, it started traction. Got 900 views. I was like, okay, we're gonna break 1,000 now.
Yeah, dang.
And then subs, and then suddenly I said, okay, who's my target like my target people?
Yeah.
Who's watching this?
I
really need to go in deep and find these individuals that are watching it and connect with everybody. And so that's what I did.
What is the target audience? Because I know you do a lot of landscaping vlogs, right? And before I heard of Chant, I never knew this was like a niche market, like people were interested in this stuff, because I'd never heard of it before. But you found the perfect market for it, and you've like got right in there with the other guys. I know there's like Joe Dirt and bigger guys, but you've got right in there, and you're growing. I mean, you have 18,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, so it's amazing to me. You took something like that.
Yeah, it's I was good at what I did, and I said, hey, there's got to be people like me that enjoyed the same thing I do, right? So I started shooting videos of me mowing. I'm thinking, who's gonna watch me mow, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, here's a following coming in, watching me mow.
Wow.
And then suddenly, okay, maybe I can show a little bit more. Then, I started to be even more transparent. And then the more I was transparent, the more people wanted to see.
Wow.
This is real.
It is real.
This guy is out there trying to,
Yeah.
make a
That's interrupt you. It's funny you should mention, like, you kind of think, okay, who's going to watch mowing videos? But I haven't looked it up, and maybe Dalton, you can look. But I've heard, like, one of the more popular, like, channels and stuff on YouTube is, like, child toy reviews, like watching them, like, play with toys and, like, unpackage and stuff. It's like, you wouldn't think about, like, okay, who watches that? But, like, there's people out there.
It's just because it's not our interest doesn't mean they're watching it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Those videos have like 18 million,
Just
20
crazy.
million views. And my sister watches them.
I think you mentioned
they
that.
open up the toys and they look at them and they play with them. I'm like, what?
Yeah, my son watches those
It's
things.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's the kid. I mean, back in our day, we were watching like Barney and the Bear in the Big Blue House or whatever. But nowadays, it's kids or it's people opening up toys, and so that's like the whole thing I've been saying the whole time is you got to keep up with modern trends and figure out what people, You
got to grow with the trend.
Yeah, here it is right here.
How
Ryan,
many
how many subscribers?
14 million?
14 million. Hold
That's
up.
crazy.
Turn down the phone.
I never thought I'd be watching kids play toys.
14 million subscribers. Just play one of the videos just to let's see what
actually
this is
I haven't
about.
watched it myself. So
No, don't play This Is the Exercise song. Go to one of the toy.
Some crazy
But
stuff.
yeah, the kid's making millions, man.
Oh
On
yeah.
that channel.
This is unbelievable.
Did you set up audio on here?
No, you can just watch it though. We don't have to set up audio.
Oh,
we have
should
to.
get an ad first.
And then the AdSense here.
Oh yeah.
You got to get the ads in there.
It's making money.
Some of them have like 4 apiece.
This ad has one, or this video has 1, 2, 3,
almost
4.
half hour long.
Yeah.
That's super long.
Oh, they got to be making. I mean, for that many views, you got to be making a boatload of money.
Oh yeah.
This kid's got college paid for. He's set.
You guys,
He doesn't even need
you
to
guys
go to
heard of
college.
Social Blade?
No.
Mm-mm.
You hop on socialblade.com and it'll tell everybody approximately how much they make.
Okay,
really?
Dalton, look up
On
this
YouTube.
kid's channel. What was that called? Ryan's Reviews or something?
Yeah, go to socialblade. Social Blade.
And you can figure out the amount of money.
Oh yeah, just break it in half per month.
Really?
They give you that range from low to high and just
Really?
cut that right in half.
And you'll figure out how much he's making.
Because the ads, YouTubers get about 0.003 cents per view.
Right.
Does that matter per how big the channel is? How many subs, or does that not
It
matter?
don't,
I think
subs
it's
don't
like
matter.
views
Subs
now.
don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Views matter.
Views
Okay.
matter. Yep.
Well, he'll pull this up
Yep.
here.
Social Blade there. Yeah. I bet you the kid's making like 400,000 or 500,000 a month.
Jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not bad for being 6 years old or whatever he is.
That's crazy. Well, Chant, why don't you talk a little bit about how you got into the landscaping business? Is that just something, because you said you were doing the manufacturing job and everything, but how did you get into landscaping? Because that's interesting to me.
Well, I worked in the landscape or the manufacturing company, and on the side, we bought a house. My wife and we bought a house, first time homeowner, and then I had to literally buy a lawnmower. Right, just you got to mow a lawn when you own a home.
Yep.
And so we were living paycheck to paycheck, and I couldn't figure out how am I gonna get a mower. I wanted a used one, but I still couldn't afford it. So then I went to Sears and got a card out. Well, I cleaned up all my credit by that time, if I can afford a home. But I was still living paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
And so I went to Sears and we bought I got a credit card out for, I don't know, a couple $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I bought the Craftsman's mower with the bagger. And I got home, I was like, man, this sucks. Now I gotta pay
the thing off, yeah.
I'm already broke. How am I gonna pay for this?
Yeah.
So I literally went around my whole neighborhood, 3-4 blocks of my neighborhood, and knocking on doors, asking people if they want somebody to take care of their lawn or wanted mowed for $30 at that time.
Yep.
And mow and trim, and out of the, I don't know, 30 houses I went to, one guy came out and said, hey, yeah, you can take care of my house, every week.
Wow.
Out of them houses, it sucked, man. You go knocking on doors, get rejected. That was my first time of understanding rejection.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but one guy that gave it to me, he said, yep, take care of it for me every week, and then just, you want cash or you want bill? It's like, man, any kind of money I'll take.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yeah, from that point, from one customer, each year I grew it big enough. Because landscaping, I didn't grow up and say, I'm going to be a landscaper.
No, yeah.
This was my side hustle from my manufacturing job.
Wow.
And so I bought that lawnmower, and I literally grew that business and was able to quit my full-time job.
Wow.
And I had enough mowing accounts to cover what I made at that full-time job. But insurance, I don't know how that was going to come, but
yeah,
I literally said, I'm going to take the step and leap and see where it goes.
That's unbelievable.
So,
And now how many employees and everything?
We've got four guys working in the summer.
Wow.
Four. And then we got our iMobile, which I do phone repair.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Yep.
We got phone repair, and then my laundromat, and then my photography.
Are you the photographer as well?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Self-taught.
Yep. Self-taught.
Unbelievable. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
All of this business stemmed out from a problem that I had.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I'm gonna be a photographer. I'm gonna be a phone guy who's gonna fix phone. None of that was in my career path.
Huh. It all came from like, I have a broken phone.
Yep.
How am I going to fix it?
Yeah.
I need a photographer. I have to teach myself photography.
Because I mean, I couldn't afford my kids. You know, my kids were growing up, and it cost a couple $100 just for photos. And said, okay, I'm gonna go to Walmart. I bought my first Canon T3i from Walmart.
Wow. Yeah.
And I didn't know nothing about manual shooting or any of the, shutter speed or any of those things. And then I said, I'm gonna learn how to do this.
Wow.
And I did. I learned how and paid my camera literally paid for itself the first year.
Wow.
I turned into a business again.
Jeez.
And so now I'm traveling, I was down in Florida. I was just in Georgia. We're doing shoots.
Unbelievable.
Wedding photo shoots and all this stuff too.
Wow.
Crazy.
And that's all self-taught. That's unbelievable.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about, you mentioned when you kind of start out on YouTube, like you weren't getting very many views, and it was kind of like, okay, I'm putting in all this work, nothing's paying off. And I'm sure it's the same thing they talk about in business, like the first couple of years are the hardest. So for you, or just advice to anyone kind of starting off on their own business, how did you overcome that? Okay, is this worth it? And then it grew, and now obviously something successful. But how did you kind of get past those first couple of years where it didn't seem like any of your efforts were paying off? Like, how did you stay mentally strong and just keep pushing on? Especially with like I don't know if you're your girlfriend or married at the time, but like when you have other people in the pictures too, it's like you don't want to disappoint her and like other people. So it's got to be like even more pressure if you're just like opposed if it was just yourself or something. But
So the YouTube deal, how it all started was just me, like I said, documenting my life. And I had to get my significant other on the same page. So she thought I was crazy when I was vlogging for the first year. So she's like, what are you doing? You're gonna put our life and show everybody?
Yeah.
And suddenly now it started to grow. I mean, it went from slow going, and it's because I loved creating content because I can tell my story.
Yeah.
And nobody has to say nothing to me.
No.
Right.
And I loved that part so much. I didn't care. I literally didn't care about views or anything.
Yeah.
And you have to be crazy enough to spend. I literally spend 3 hours, 4 hours to edit at night.
Yeah.
Every day, and plus you're vlogging and you're trying to run a business.
Oh my gosh.
And I think the second year when I first got my first YouTube check, I didn't know that I was going to get paid for just people watching.
Yeah.
And so I got my first check. I was like, this is real. This is real. I go, it's not much, but each year it grows. And so money wasn't at first. And money is your reward. You're rewarded now. And that's how I stayed motivated. Was I enjoyed what I did. I document and the growth in myself when I'm vlogging and stuff, because I used to hate cameras in front of your own, you're constantly recording.
Yeah.
And you got to get past that part of being uncomfortable. And so,
Wow.
it's just that consistency of, you believe in your heart that it's gonna go somewhere.
Wow. Well, we're going to take a little break here after we announce the winner of the phone case from last week. So the winner is Caden Elder. So you get a free custom phone case, whatever phone you have. We will make a phone case for you with whatever you want on it, as long as it's appropriate.
He was on last podcast.
He was on last podcast, so that was
the beard
good.
guys.
The
right?
beard guys, yeah. So we are going to take a little bit of a break, and we will be right back with you talking to Chant here. So thank you. Welcome back to the Ethan Clerc podcast show. We are here with Chant from Jackson. He runs a couple of very successful businesses along with doing merchandising, and he's a full-time YouTuber, which is crazy. We've been talking about a whole variety of things from starting off a business to, well, actually we didn't get too much into that, but we talked about YouTube, we talked about your past. We never really talked too much about starting off a business and growing followers online and getting a following. You want to talk a little bit about that and how, what you would recommend to people who are kind of getting into this and want to grow followers and get people commenting and getting into their whatever they're working on or whatever?
Okay. Well, first of all, you definitely got to figure out what you love doing in order to go be so obsessed with it that you it doesn't matter what it takes to build your following or build the business you want. So the part of it is that you just literally have to lock yourself in your room and spend those times of planning and doing things that you really care about. You know, it's a lot of lonely time sitting in, whatever you're doing. Yeah. Because nobody gets your idea. Only you get it. Right. Only you get it. And so if anybody wants to start a YouTube channel or have Instagram followers or any of those things, you literally have to be transparent. That's I always speak about that, is that you have to be transparent in what you do. So you have to be real and transparent where everybody sees you.
You're not being a fake. You're not being someone that you're not.
Right. Because if you fail on YouTube or social media, it's okay. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. That's the realness of this. When you're trying to build a following.
I think you kind of hit on it too, is being transparent. People need to know what you're about. So like when I look at Ethan, everybody here kind of knows him as like the film guy, movies and stuff. And I think, and we kind of talked about it earlier, being afraid of what other people think. So a lot of people are afraid, like, okay, people are going to think this is dumb if I like this or I want to pursue this. Right. So I'm sure even starting a business, and you kind of mentioned your wife where she's like, okay, are you going to document her whole life? Like maybe she was a little skeptical. So how did you kind of go about blocking out what people would think? You don't really care, because I feel like everyone kind of at one point has to take that step. You know what, I don't care what people think or say about me. I enjoy this. I'm going to go after this. So how did you kind of approach that? And did you ever kind of have an instant where there was people who kind of doubted you or made fun of what you wanted to do or what you did? And how did you kind of move past that to where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, the first person that got the real shot of me vlogging and recording was my family. That's the first person that will feel uncomfortable. It's your family, because they're the one in the camera. How I think I passed that was, I knew that in my heart, man. I knew what I was doing. You have to believe that you know what you're doing. Yeah. And there were thoughts, I think, along the line as I was trying to grow this YouTube of, is this what I want to do, man? I was still questioning those things too. And yeah, there were people that doubt me and, of why is he doing this? Yeah. It's not making sense. But then here, almost 19,000 subs later.
Yeah, you proved them all wrong.
It's not about proving people wrong, but it's just that this is why I'm doing it. It's given me opportunities that I would never get if I would have never done this. Right. Now I'm out of. I always wanted to travel. Yep. So I get to travel now. Hopped on the plane for the first time last year. I was 35 years old and finally hopped on a plane. Yeah. It's those things that that in your heart that it makes sense to you. Though it might not make sense to mom and dad or your wife at the moment. And now my wife literally supports me 100%. She knows what the purpose of me vlogging and doing what I do.
Well, I think it kind of speaks to when Chant was saying to get out of your comfort zone. And it's something like people are going to be looking at you weird. People are going to wonder what you're doing. But once you get out of that, you're moving on to the whole, you're working for yourself. You're not doing it for you. I mean, you're telling stories, but you're doing it because it makes you happy and it's what you want to do. And if other people, people are going to talk crap no matter what you're doing. If you're sad, mad, happy, glad, it doesn't matter. So you might as well pursue everything you want to pursue and not worry what other people think. Because look at Chant here. He's with 19,000 subscribers, and something that people might have told you along the way is never going to happen.
Right.
You're doing it right now, and you're here talking to us. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
I mean, my schedule is already full the way it is, but I know when you put in the work, even though, no matter how big this podcast is or whatever you guys are doing, I know there's people that are following you guys.
Yeah.
So why won't I hop on here, even if I get 2 followers or 1 follower? I don't really care.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting something.
Exactly.
And then you document the stuff, the hustle that you're doing, and one day you can look back and say, hey, look, man, it started in this, in this place.
Yeah,
right.
in a school, and who knows where we'll be.
Right.
That's crazy to think that. Well, we have some. We usually do this once a week. It's called What the Fake, and I decided this week we will do it with landscape company names. So, Chant, we're going to show you 3 landscape company names, and you are going to tell us one of these is not a real name of a company. Okay. So the first one we have here is Lawn and Order Landscaping. Okay.
That's good.
We got the little police vibe going there. Second one, Kick My Grass Lawn Care.
Kiss my grass.
What did I say?
Kick my grass.
Kiss My Grass Lawn Care. And the final one, Mow, Hoe, and Blow Lawn Service. So one of these is not real. 2 of them are real companies.
Right.
Which one do you think is the fake one?
Kiss My Grass.
The fake one is Mow, Hoe, and Blow Lawn Service. Yeah.
See, it's almost like too weird to be fake. It's like one of those ones where like, okay, that's gotta be fake, but like it's not. Like
it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I found those because I knew I wanted to do it, but I'm like, I gotta come up with something that could relate to Chant here. So I looked up weird lawn service names, and there's a whole Reddit post with a whole bunch of them.
Really?
Yep.
So
this is the funniest one I can find.
Okay, Mow, Hoe, and Blow.
Hey, maybe you want to change the landscaping?
Do you have what? I don't even know. What is the name of your landscaping company? Is it just your name?
Yep.
Or?
Singvongsa Landscaping.
Okay.
It's my last name. People told me to change it, but you know what's neat about it? Is that when people don't know how to pronounce it in town or anywhere, they'll say that Asian guy. That Asian guy that does landscaping and lawn care.
That's funny.
They really don't have to say my name. They already associate that name.
They know that you're the guy.
That's funny.
Right.
Well, and to kind of get more into that, how did you get into the merchandise stuff? Because I'm interested in that big time.
Right.
Because you have the hats, you have the shirts. I know you do sweatshirts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into that, and how's it doing right now?
Okay. So we, last winter, I had time to get into the merch. And so I've always been, I've been in the t-shirt, business. I think a couple years ago, we started a t-shirt brand. It was called Inspired, right? But then that phased, and then this Daily Hustle caught on, and I just brought that back into what I was doing. I was already screen printing and doing, heat press stuff during those times. And then I was like, okay, now the channel's growing. People are asking me, they want a hat, they want this. And it's not much at that time, but then as the channel grew, I had to find a system that works. A website, I needed a system down that will run this merch efficiently.
Yep.
And so I did. And the first year, I released my limited 30 Daily Hustle signature hats, limited, 30 of them, gray ones. In 2 days, it sold out.
Really?
And I was like, wow, 2 days? 30 hats at $30 a pop.
Yeah.
It sold. There's people that are, that it's touched.
There's money to be made here.
Yeah, there's money to be made. And then not only that, but you're giving the consumer or the people that are viewing that loves what you do a piece of your hustle or what you do.
Yeah.
And so I got started that. And then I said, man, I finally pulled the trigger and bought myself an embroidery machine during that winter last year. And I locked myself again in a room, and literally a whole month I didn't go home, didn't do nothing, just after after I worked, I would go down and learn. And and then I went, before I got the machine, I went to Sioux Falls to Lids. And they have an embroidery machine, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that where you always get your hats made? Like
sometimes I used to, yeah.
So then I go there, I go, I'd like this hat, stitch with the Hustle logo on it. So I go in and I go, you mind if I record? She goes, no. So I literally sat there and recorded how she ran that machine. And literally, that's how I learned.
Oh my God.
I watched, I asked her questions, and she didn't realize that I was doing that.
Yeah.
And so I spent $50 for a training, one-on-one training at Lids.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you bought the machine.
Then I bought the machine.
And then you knew how to operate it.
Then you operate, and from that point, you just make mistakes, and you
exactly.
you roll with it.
Wow, that's crazy. And how is it? You're still doing stuff? You said you're releasing a new line here soon.
Yeah, we've got the new summer gear coming.
When's that coming out?
So I'm hoping by next week or
next
so.
week.
I'm hoping.
So everyone, that'll be on chantsdailyhustle.com.
Yep.
Chant's Daily Hustle. So everyone go check that out. And that is CHANTS dailyhustle.com. So, and then everything will be on there, and you're doing hats and t-shirts, and is there anything else cool that'll be new?
Hats and t-shirts. Eventually, I'd like to get shoes in there.
No way.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we have one more thing, one more game thing here on here. He's trying to go on the website. Is there anything on there right now, Chant?
What's that? No, it's closed. As you can see, we are currently updating the store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming soon. All right. Well, everyone check in next week. So this part is called Explain the Gram. I got this from Sean Evans, and Hot Ones is another YouTube channel. We pretty much went on your Instagram, found some older pictures, and you can kind of provide a little bit of an explanation to people, or maybe some of the meaning behind the pictures to you. So we'll start off with this one right here. What's going on in this picture?
That we were in Lanesboro camping and family vacation.
Oh, okay.
And my son, we just had him, and I thought it would be a neat picture of me holding him with my tattoos there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just, that's literally like a story of my life on my back.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Got my mother's name, and then the praying hands.
Oh,
says,
yeah.
Father, forgive me. And then some bamboos where, Asian, you always connect bamboos with Asians, I guess. And that's supposed to be a cherry blossom tree, but we didn't finish that yet.
That's work in progress.
Full back
coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we'll go to the next one here. That's a very cool picture, though.
Yeah.
I saw all these phones on here. Are you giving away phones? Or
No. We upgraded. we switched from Verizon to AT&T.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a simple one. I thought there was more of a story to that.
No.
All right, go to the next one, Dalt. Oh, what was going on here?
That Bobcat Mowers, I did a Daily Hustle Midwest tour.
Oh, really?
And they sponsored me to do the tour.
Oh, wow.
Dealer tour. And then they did a short documentary on the hustle. So.
Oh, wow. Is that available on YouTube, or where can you watch that?
That's on their Bobcat Moore YouTube channel.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Huh, that's cool. All right, Dalt, what do we got next? Who are these guys? Some famous YouTubers.
Oh, yeah. We got Keith Kelfis and Stan Genetic there. We were at the GIE 2017 last year there.
Wow.
Yeah,
is that a big conference or like a big convention?
Oh, yeah. That's huge, man.
How many people come out for that?
Like thousands.
Wow.
Thousands. And we went there last year, and we were there just to hand out T-shirts, Daily Hustle T-shirts.
Oh, really?
In the Bobcat Moore booth.
Oh.
And I thought I was just going to shake hands, right? Or literally just not even shake hands, hand out T-shirts.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we had lines of people showing up to the Bobcat.
Wow.
And, people were thanking me for the videos. And
you giving autographs and stuff?
Autographs and stuff.
Way.
I'm like, dude, this is weird.
This is crazy.
This is weird.
Yeah.
It feels weird because, people know me, but I don't know the people. But they were great, and
That's awesome.
So this coming year, we're going to do the same, or something different but bigger.
Do they have you speak at that or anything? Go up in front of people? There's nothing like that?
Nope.
Huh.
Nope.
That's cool though to go do that. And these two guys they also have YouTube channels similar to yours?
Keith's got about 53,000, and then Stan's got about 160,000.
Oh, wow.
I think. He's from Minnesota too, Stan.
No way. Where's he from?
Up in the cities, Stillwater maybe.
Really? And they do landscaping vlogs, or is this?
Yeah, he does reviews, tools reviews, landscaping, all that.
That's crazy.
Good guy.
So like we were talking about before, making connections, meeting up with people with similar interests and everything. That's kind of cool.
Right.
All right, Dalt, what else we got on here? I saw this picture.
All right.
This is way back in the day?
Oh, yeah, that was way in the back in the days when I was partying hard. And, man, I literally wanted to be Tupac, right? You guys know Tupac?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
So you buzzed your head?
Yeah, buzzed my head, and put some gold chains on, and we're good to go.
That's funny. All right, Dalt, what else we got on here? Couple more. I saw this picture. This is back in the day when...
Yeah, that was when we were in the refugee camp, I think, and when we were coming over to the United States, and you just literally had to take pictures, I don't know what the numbers are, but...
Yeah. Wow.
So,
you don't know what year that was taken?
1986 or 87.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is that all the ones on there, Dalt?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, so that's kind of cool, though, to get your insight on some of that stuff.
Right.
A couple more things I had. I was watching one of the videos. It's when you were talking about almost losing your finger. You want to tell people that story?
Losing my finger.
Yeah, there was a video on your channel. It was probably about 11 months ago, and you were telling the story of almost losing your finger landscaping.
Huh.
You don't remember that?
No.
Tell him, maybe you can look the video up. It's on his channel.
Well, if he does that every day.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you run out. I can probably figure out. Yeah, let me see if I can find the video.
I mean, I've got 930 videos.
Yeah, you have 930 videos? Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can find the video. Maybe I'll bring. That is crazy, though. Daily hustle.
Losing my fingers.
Losing.
What's he talking about?
Maybe I was looking at the wrong chant. Here, let's see what I got. Almost lost my finger landscaping. It's this video right here. Could you find it?
I don't know.
Oh, advertisement, of course. Hold on a second here.
Oh, I think that one was just... Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, we were lifting them blocks. Oh, those blocks almost just went down on my hands.
Oh, those big
the
concrete.
step blocks.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it on there. I was like, holy cow. We've got it, Dal. I think we got to take care of it. But here's his YouTube channel. Everybody go subscribe. 18,388 subscribers. And you said 930 videos?
Yeah, about 930.
Wow, that's crazy. And you just got on YouTube 3 years ago.
Yeah,
wow.
3 years ago.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So the last 3 videos when I went to do the Georgia photo shoot, the Team Hustle.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
when I went down there.
And then dethatching and yeah, they're all getting 1.7 thousand, 2.8, 3,000. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy every day.
Yeah.
So what's the new series called then? Because you're not doing
what was it? What was the name?
Don't Knock
the
Hustle?
Don't Knock. We came up with that name in our Patreon group. We got a Patreon page.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, we just came up with that series, freshen it up,
How many Patreon people are on there
We got
right now?
57 or 58
Oh, wow. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And is that, because I know Patreon, for people who don't know, that's where you can go support people, donate to them, and then every time they make a video, they donate?
Yeah.
So what are you up to per video?
So what we're doing is they get monthly subscriptions.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not doing it per video.
Okay, you can pick.
Yep, you can pick monthly or per video. I did it per month.
Okay.
So people, get the live. I do live feed every day at 8 o'clock.
Really?
On my Facebook Patreon group.
Only the people who are subscribed to that. That's a good thing to add. Mm-hmm. Another thing, what we were talking about getting subscribers and followers is you got to have exclusive stuff to people who get more into the thing, whether it's a blog or a video. It sounds like you're utilizing that pretty good, and that's worked out for you well. Mm-hmm. Getting the special things for people on Patreon or whatever. We should get into that. That'd be interesting for the blog.
New business idea for you.
For Patreon. Well, it's just to get a little bit of extra cash in your wallet because
it helps.
It helps
because you're busy producing content, and it feels like you're not producing. You're producing for free constantly, but the ones that really love and care your work, they'll support.
They'll back you up.
They'll back you up.
Wow. Well, that's crazy.
I mean, out of the 18,000, man, I got 57. You should get more, but hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
If it helps at all, that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you tell a little bit about the story of coming out of $35,000 in debt? Because I went back, looked at a couple of the old videos,
right,
and then that might lead into a question you have, Tom.
Yeah. How have you grown, from what you've made when you first started or before to now? How have you grown?
So that video, $35,000 in debt was, man, I literally, when banks lend me money when I was partying and stuff, for some reason they kept lending me money.
No way.
And it was consumer, the difference from consumer debt and business debt's two different things. Mm. And so the consumer debt, I racked up $35,000.
Wow.
And so I had to take care of that before I could buy a house.
How'd you take care of it so quick? Or what did you do?
3-4 jobs.
3-4 jobs?
Nonstop.
Wow.
Nonstop for 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I did was just
that's
work. And then got that paid off. And then now it's just business, constantly investing in my businesses now.
Yep.
That I'm already a risky person, so I'd rather be risky in business than consumer stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So then I was literally making, like, you work in a factory or anywhere else, you're capped. And so I was making, I don't know, 20,000, 30,000.
Right.
I thought that was okay. That's all I knew. And from that point, from 14 years ago, now we're into the 6 digits. So we're, it's I mean, you always want more, right?
Yeah.
But you always want to grow. And so, you have to get out of this mentality of, I literally had to change my thinking of, man, 20,000, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's like, that's not much.
Right.
That's not much. And so when it's like when we provide a service, you look at things differently.
Oh, yeah.
And the numbers just keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
And, like anywhere stream of income and cash flow can come in, I will put my hands on it.
Oh, yeah.
And take the bread and butter of where I made the money to just expand. So it went from making money at the factory to landscaping. Then landscaping was my bread and butter. And from that point, it just
kind of went out.
Yep, mushroomed out.
Wow.
Yeah, as entrepreneurs, we figure stuff out, and we'll just keep going. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Well, where do you see it going from now? Because you already got the 4 or 5 businesses. What else? How many more businesses can you get involved in?
I'd love to get my hands in as much as I can because I mean, for me, I'd rather do a lot of hiring, a lot of big expense.
Yep.
And grow, then stay small.
Yep.
And be comfortable with where I'm at. I just it's not.
You can't stop.
Right, you can't stop because in life, you either grow or you stay stagnant.
Oh yeah.
And some people are. I mean, if you're happy with where you're at, that's great. But for a guy like me, it's not that I'm not happy with where I'm at. I get excited. My heart kicks when I'm creating stuff.
New stuff, yeah.
New stuff. Yeah.
Wow. So where do you see yourself going then? Is it just trying to hire people to take over stuff so you can kind of take a little bit more time for one thing, grow that up, and then try to take over another thing?
Have a system, building a system for each business, and then because I'm enjoying YouTube and stuff, I'm getting as that grows. I'd really like to travel and speak and do my YouTube, and that's what I love the most. I love landscaping and all that, but my heart is really into this sharing.
Sharing stories.
Sharing
and stuff.
stories. Yep.
Huh.
Well, it sounds like I'm assuming your landscaping business is probably the most profitable or the biggest out of all of them you have. So do you do like snow removal in the winter, or do you just rely on your other businesses? Because it'd be hard, obviously, if you only mow lawns and then it's such a seasonal place like Minnesota and you can't do anything in the winter.
Right. So we do snow removal, and then when it doesn't snow, I got the daily. You're always brewing up ideas. Mm-hmm. So we work on merch, we work on designs, YouTube, collaborate with people. Right. I'm always trying to connect somewhere that's helping me grow. Yeah. Even if it doesn't make me that dollar that season or whatever, I know that in the long run it'll pay back.
Right. I did have a question about, because I know that clothing lines and everyone wants to create their own brand with clothing. It's tough, something to get into. And usually you you talked about transparency. I know what they represent. So I watch some guys on YouTube, they fish. So I kind of know their gears around fishing. But you have landscaping business, all these other ones. And I know it kind of speaks for yourself, the daily hustle. Is that something your brand more represents? Is just kind of the hard work and always pursuing something and going after? Because how do you tie a brand back to it has to fall back onto something? What does you represent? Nike is athletics and stuff like that. So what does the daily hustle mean to you and to the people who buy your merchandise? What does that mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah, what it means, I think, is that every day we all have dreams and we all want to do the things we love to do. Right. But it takes a lot of hustle. Oh, yeah. And it literally takes everything out of you. Mm-hmm. You become obsessed with it. So when I think speaking for the viewers is that when they see what I'm doing, it's just like coming here today. I could have just sat at home, right? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But the hustle, when people see that and they connect that you're really putting in this hard work, trying to make it in this United States here. Yep. This guy, we all can connect. We all can connect, and that's why I think a lot of people, even if a guy can buy the merch and wear the hat or wear the shirt, and they get it's feeling of, you know, I can connect.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Right. When I saw you shared something on Instagram, I recently followed your page, and I saw that you shared something. It was a guy who wears your hat every day, and he works, I don't know where he was even from. He was
Canada.
Canada. All over the world. And so I think what you're saying is the brand kind of represents hard work and going for your dreams and everything. Right. And that's cool to see people sending you pictures, and they're the kind of people that are doing that. They're working hard, and I mean, we don't know this guy, but if he's sending pictures in and he's wearing it every day at work, and the picture looked like he was actually on a job site when he took the picture. So that's kind of cool that you can kind of connect it all back together.
Yeah, it's a connection. It's just like when, if you drive a Cadillac to, I don't know, a Ford or whatever, there's a connection. When you drive a Cadillac, it feels good. It feels, it just those connections.
You can identify with it.
Yeah, exactly. You identify with it. Some people don't care about the Cadillac, but it's not for those people. It's everybody's got that connection of why they wear the things they do or wear and do the things they do.
Well, we're kind of coming towards the end here, but is there any advice that you'd like to give to people who are want to get into something, they want to start a business, they want to start a YouTube channel, but they just can't gather the nerve or the energy to do that, and they're worried that people around them might not like that? Is there any advice that you'd like to give to people like that?
Don't party too much. You be alone at first, and I think it's very important to connect with people that are gonna raise you up and the people that are gonna teach you something. It's because we definitely have to get out of our comfort zone.
Oh yeah.
We definitely have to grow as an individual, because when you're most uncomfortable is when you grow.
Yeah.
And so I think anybody that wants to do anything in life, or YouTube or anything like that, you have to get uncomfortable before you get comfortable.
Right.
And then
that's good.
Just don't worry about whatever everybody else is saying.
Yeah.
But take the criticism and keep moving.
That's really good. I think that's perfect for everyone watching, and it's been awesome to talk to Chant here. Before we go, we have some merchandise. This is some Daily Hustle merchandise. We have a hat right here, and I don't know if this is newer stuff or if this is older stuff. Last year, and last year.
Yep, this is will always be the main.
Oh, this is the main T-shirt.
Yeah,
cool.
That's what we started with.
This is really cool. You got your signature on here. It's a green shirt, and it is a extra large. So we're gonna be giving away 2 things here. One person will get the hat, and one person will get the T-shirt. So 2 people, and all you have to do to win is share, retweet, like, comment, subscribe on any of the things, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, any of that. And next week we will announce the winner, 2 winners actually. So 2 people will get drawn, get some really cool merchandise, and have a connection to Chant from Jackson. So it's been awesome having you on here.
Cool, man.
Really want to thank you. Oh, my bad. Really want to thank you for coming on. It's been awesome talking to you, and I hope maybe someday in the future we can get you back on here and you can give a bit like an update on where everything's been and kind of see how you've grown.
Or you guys give me an update.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I hope we can stay in touch, because before this I had never met you before. Right. So it's awesome to see a fellow YouTuber creator around here in the area, and maybe we could collaborate on something in the future. That'd be awesome. Right. So to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you share, retweet, like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you tell people about the podcast, because we're just on here, a couple friends, we bring people on, and we just want to hear people's stories like we did tonight with Chant. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week.
All right.